Horn. Very glad to have you with us on this Friday, February the 3rd, 2023, as we continue our look at Isaiah chapter 58 and verses 1 through 8. And I would like for us to pay particular attention this morning to the last verse in our passage. Actually, it goes through 9a, verses 8 and 9a. And I'll offer a few reflections and then close us with prayer. So leading up to this point, we have had a discussion about what it means to fast or participate in rituals of worship and what we ought to expect from that and how that affects our relationship with God. And one of the questions that the people seem to be asking in this context, that is the return of the exile, return from exile from Babylon, is the question of whether God notices or not. It seems to the people that perhaps God is not paying attention. And of course, the response is from the Lord is that you haven't been doing these fasts for good. They haven't been pure, that you've been fighting about it and quarreling about it and even oppressing workers during the time that you're fasting. And so, no, the answer is these fasts do not get the attention of the Lord because they're not done in purity of heart. So let's close with this, and the response is, in order to do this in purity of heart, you have to let the oppressed go free. You have to feed the hungry. You have to bring the homeless poor into your homes, and that would be an acceptable fast to the Lord. And then these last two verses I want us to focus on, 8 and 9a. Talk about what happens to the relationship with God. What happens to our relationship with God when we fast properly? That is, when we fast in relationship to the things that we are to do for those around us in need. Verse 8, then your light shall break forth like the dawn, and your healing shall spring up quickly. Your vindicator shall go before you. The glory of the Lord shall be your rear guard. Then you shall call, and the Lord will answer. You shall cry for help, and he will say, here I am. So this raises a really interesting question about our relationship to God, and particularly as it relates to how we treat other people. The ancient Greeks put this, the philosophers put this in the form of a question, and that is, thanks to Socrates, can a good person be harmed? Can any harm possibly come to someone who is good? And Socrates did not seem to think so. And I believe there is a connection here with this passage. That is, when we are living righteously in relationship with those around us, in relationship to creation, there is this eternal and powerful sense in which no harm can come to us. Now, I know that's hard to grasp, because surely you say, well, we still get sick, people still get into car accidents, things happen even if you're a good person. This is true, but in matters of eternal significance, and of course, what greater significance could there be than eternity? In eternal significance, no harm can come to us, and the Lord is always with us in this sort of relationship. So very powerful and ancient question about the nature of our relationship to God, to goodness, and our relationship to one another. Let's close with this prayer from W.E. Orchard. O thou who hast visited the children of humanity with thy presence, and hast made us conscious of our ignorance, our sin, and frailty, either take away our hopes or satisfy us early with thy mercy. A spark disturbs our clod. O free us from its plague, or fan it into flame until all dross and earthiness are consumed. Righteousness we cannot claim, yet we hunger for it, and can endure no longer that our hunger go unsatisfied. Why hast thou wakened our discontent, if not to lead us higher? Remain as we are, we cannot. Either sink beneath where pain is not, or rise above where pain is turned to purity, we must. Yet neither can we seem to do. Oh, leave us not for all our complainings, nor for any pain. Better thirst and famine, tears and torment, than the comfortable sleep of death. Is this longing but thyself? Is this sense of loneliness and absence but the antechamber of thy gracious revealing? This thirst we had not felt unless we had tasted the water of life. Our eyes had not strained after thee unless some gleam of thine had touched us. Then come, our God, as cleansing wind, as flaming fire. O come quickly. Amen. Thank you for joining me this morning from Pilgrim Congregational Church. I'm Patrick Horn, and I hope that you have a very good day. Goodbye.